Welcome and thank you for tuning in to the Believe in Yourself podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Believe, better known as KevBiyi, man. And if you yourself are interested in creating your own podcast, let me show you how to do it, man. Let me give you some great advice. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. I only need two things real quick. Listen in close. Number one, it's free. That should say it all right there. But if that's not enough, number two, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. That means you can start making money from day one on your podcast and start putting that money to good use. So, let me give you the information. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR.FM to get started today. And I want to hear your podcast. Peace. Hey, it's Mr. Believe, and I want to tell you about Unique African Boutique. It is a beautiful collection of authentic clothing, jewelry, accessories, and art that are made with the highest quality from artisans in Africa. What you get from Unique African Boutique, you can't get from anywhere else. Our entire collection is made up of one-of-a-kind pieces that promote the culture, music, and lifestyle of Africa, with care for the artisans and their families and their livelihood. Shop Unique African Boutique today at shopuniqueafricanboutique.com.
Hello, people. Welcome to the Believe in Yourself podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Believe, better known as KevBiyi. I got another special great show for you guys scheduled for today. Soul Society Inc. Got a good brother coming on the show today. Now, just remember, everybody, those that want to join the community, the Believe in Yourself community, where you get a lot of special perks, you get a lot of special announcements, everything that we got going on with Believe in Yourself. You want to be involved more with the community, what the podcast is going on. All you need to do is text BIY to 31996. That's text BIY to 31996. What's going on, brother? Now we got this Golden Nugget brought to you by Titan Protective Services. The Golden Nugget for it is okay to be a glow stick. Sometimes you have to break before you shine. I just want that to inspire people out there. If you just take a minute to meditate on that, you can be going through hardships and things in your life. And sometimes you got to be broken down before you can shine. So use that as a metaphor for your life and let that inspire you, whatever you're going through. What's going on, brother? Got a little bit of lag. While we're getting out. All right. Can you hear me?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace and love. What's going on, my good brother?
Nothing much, man. I'm enjoying that background you got there.
Oh, yeah. You know, we got some vibes, you know what I'm saying? We always representing that artistic expression, that artistic element of our people, you know, to tell our story and give out our energy.
Definitely. That's dope, man. How your day been going so far?
Man, I'm amazing. Every day is the greatest day. You know what I'm saying? Every day is another chance and another opportunity for, you know, more forward progress on this journey, on this mission. How about you?
Yo, it's been pretty hot down here lately. We've been in the high mid-90s. How's the weather been up there for you guys?
I can only imagine. Yeah, it's hot out here in North Carolina, but it ain't hot like down there yet. You feel me?
Yeah, man, it's been burning. I'm just feeling like we on taking it back to the plantation or something. It's just, as soon as you step outside, you feel like you're cooking.
Yeah, just like I can only imagine. Like I said, it's hot here, so I can only imagine way down there.
Oh yeah, man. But just like this heat, the climate of our country has been a little hot lately too. I mean, we had this COVID, we had these protests. They kind of slowed down, but I don't think the mission should have changed. and as well as this election that's about to come up with Kanye running. Now they just got Kamala on the ticket with Mr. Biden. I don't know how great that is, but I know that's going to sway a lot of people vote. How you feel about everything going on in the country right now?
Man, it's a lot going on. To be honest, to me, a lot of these things are issues that have been on the forefront on my mind and on my plate. Like, these are all old issues to me that I've been working on, you know. But at the same time, it's just, I don't know. I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe we're always in a divine time, but we're in an extra divine time right now. And, you know, some of the things, like even me as an individual that I've been pushing and trying to get my people to pay attention to and get more active about, from health to community empowerment to taking our education in our own hands. Like, it's crazy where they say God works in mysterious ways, and it took a lot of these things to come upon our people for us to really get serious about the changes that we need to make and the accountability that we should have for ourselves, the initiative we should take for ourselves to change our own community. So, I mean, well before, I definitely say in the Obama years is when I really got serious about paying attention to my history, paying attention to the social structures and systems. And, yeah, these things have been prevalent for me. And then, like I said, so some of these things I've been talking about was kind of like, you know, it was kind of brushed off and not really paid attention to. But first off, when Trump got into office, that got our people on our square and got people on the edge of their seat a little bit and more proactive. And then this coronavirus is really activated our people. At the same time, having our people at a standstill, stuck at home, forced to pay attention to what's going on without the distractions, being fully focused on the essential parts of life, you know. So the last thing I say as far as that go is I'm telling my people, like my family, for example, about, you know, health and wellness or something like. And it's like, it was kind of brushed off and everything. I'm talking about agriculture and things of that nature. But it took the corona for my family to start a family garden. And to start to pay attention to, you know, different elements of health and wellness and what we're putting in our body and things of that nature. So, I don't know. I believe everything happens for a reason. And as far as the presidency goes, I don't know. However the cookie is about to crumble, it's going to have some group of people up in arms. And I'm just here to see what the great divine has in store for us next. And I'm going to roll with the punches. That I tell people, look, I can't pick and support any of the two evils. So I'm going to have to elect God as my president as always, you know. So I'm letting God take the wheel.
Definitely. I feel the same sentiment, man. I think a lot of these things have to happen, and it has activated a lot of people. And one thing I've noticed is real change doesn't really happen unless people are uncomfortable. You know, it was uncomfortable for people to sit there and watch that knee on that guy's neck to activate those people to actually go protesting. Because police been killing black people. But to see just the blatancy of how he had his knee on the neck with his hands in his pocket made people feel a certain type of way. And like you said with Trump, that definitely jolted some people. Trump in office, like the next day, it was like everybody, you walk around, everybody was like in a lull, surprised, like this dude actually won. And that activated made people uncomfortable. So with this presidency, I mean, I don't know. You know, I like you. God is my president at the end of the day. I'm not looking for anybody to come and tell me how to live my life or to save me in any type of way. I don't like to get too political, but I don't think either one of them, anybody, is really doing anything for our community more than what we can do for ourselves. And at the end of the day, we just got to stay awake and keep this momentum moving, keep this momentum going. Ultimately, that's what I feel about it.
I will will say that I believe we definitely got to get more serious about the local politics, the state, on down to the city and county level. I definitely believe that's something we got to get serious about. As far as the federal goals, I don't know. I feel like that's ultimately people in control that's above the president themselves, And at the end of the day, sometimes we get caught up on a distraction. And I'm going to just leave it with this. I do believe if you feel that we need to participate and be active in all of these processes and voting for the federal positions, by all means, do that. But at the same time, we still have to have an agenda for our community. We have to have goals. What is our initiative? What is it that we need to force whoever we're going to give our vote to do? And let's say whoever we vote for doesn't win. Regardless, these political positions are filled by people that are supposedly operating for the people. So no matter who's in position, we have to be on the neck of whoever it is. And we got to really know what it is that we want. You feel me? So I think sometimes we kind of move aimlessly, and then let's say we get Barack Obama, we get Joe Biden or whoever in office, then it's like our job is done and we can sit back and chill. No way. You feel me? The work is in the people. And we got to be obsessive with forcing progress and forcing, the elevation of our people. So, I just leave it at that. At the end of the day, I believe it's on us. We got the power in our hands, and anything outside of ourselves and outside of our community is a plus. But at the end of the day, I tell you, it's on you.
That's it.
It's on you. It's on the people. It's on us.
100%, man. And like you said, a lot of times people feel like they vote, and I get the whole reason behind voting, but I think sometimes our people kind of don't understand what it takes with your vote. You don't, just because you go to the ballot and you put your name on somebody, that doesn't change or it doesn't end the struggle or get you the victory. These people that we're electing at the end of the day, they have PACs behind them. Like, the reason why they pass certain laws is because the sugar industry or the car industry is paying them billions of dollars to make sure they pass these certain laws. So even if you vote for them, they still going to pay the agenda of whoever's playing the money. Like, we got to learn how to play the game and be more strategic and understand that if we're swimming with sharks, we got to act like a shark as well. Not just, willy-nilly. But, I mean, that's a whole other topic. We go on that all day. But things that getting into, so we got more people tuning in, man. I just want to welcome this brother King. I met him through Unity as Wealth, man, a great organization. For those who've been watching and following the podcast, I advocate for Unity as Wealth. I'm a member myself. I just love the information that you get from there, and just the camaraderie of the people. It feels like a real family. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's interested in joining, you're going to meet people like me and Brother King there on Unity as Well. I recently purchased a flag from Brother King, my red, black, and green flag. I got it waving in my living room right now. I ain't really got it up because I'm in the midst of moving, but I'm definitely going to hang it up in my new house and get that energy and that vibe going. But I'm going to let you give a background and let the people know more about what you do and who you are.
Okay, so I do want to say I greatly appreciate you bringing me on your platform, shedding light on me and my organization. I'm very honored and appreciative of it. So let's say first, I will say Unity as Wealth is a powerful group led by a powerful brother by the name of Pop Darby. I call him the hood scientist or something like that. Like, brother's a whole mathematician, whole scientist out there. And he operates business and community empowerment through actually organizing formulas. be my strength. But if I tap in with my brother Kev, he probably can fulfill that strength, And if neither one of us can, then we both know other people, and we're going to reach deeper into our network, and I guarantee somebody in our network can fulfill that void, and we're going to exchange our strength in our areas of specialty, and we're going to all elevate together, So I believe we have no weakness because we always have a strength that can fulfill that void in that space. So we just got to come together. And we talk about reactivating the village mentality. That's what our organization, Soul Society, is all about. Reactivating, rebuilding, reestablishing the village mentality. So as an American, we kind of get caught up in this fragmentation, this individualism, this competition against each other, our brother and our sister. But ultimately, you can secure all the material wealth that you want, that you can ever imagine, that you can ever get billions of dollars, all the cars. You get the 2020 newest Benz. There's going to be a 2021, a 2025, a 2030. You get the newest Jordan. There's always going to be newer Jordans. You're never going to be able to fulfill a material goal. Now, I'm not saying don't get nice things, whatever. That's what you want to do your thing. But at the end of the day, understand that would not fulfill you. That would not sustain you. But what will sustain you is building institution, building programming, securing land, securing a business, generational wealth, things that we can pass down and elevate each generation after us that can stand on our shoulder, and the next generation can stand on their shoulder, and we're going to continually to grow just like that. So at the end of the day, when a part of my journey of discovering this path of my purpose and my passion, and even developing Soul Society, was coming through a journey of really being lost, not seeing no wealth of value in myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't really see any value in myself at all. So transitioning from high school into adulthood and trying to figure out what is my value, what is my contribution to the world, how am I going to become an independent individual. And, I went through a depression because I didn't see what my value was. And when I did thorough research, I feel like it was subconsciously tied to coming up in the education system that laid my foundation of my people as slaves. And even before them, so our history in school was like mostly the Middle Passage starting out, and before that you might get a little bit of Africa from the perspective of these savages and barbarians, these pagans. So that's really the foundation of how I seen myself in my subconscious mind. And when I got to North Carolina A&T, shout out to A&T, HBCU, around black educators, and getting an actual true history of my people. So I learned a lot about our contributions that we made, a lot of inventions that we created in America. And then even furthermore, I wanted to know, who were we before we were colonized, before we were enslaved? Because if you're telling me we were enslaved, they beat us from our language, they beat us from carrying out our heritage and our history, then what are we operating in right now? What is this program that they downloaded into us? So I had to clear out some of these viruses in my system, and I had to figure out what's my original programming. And when I look back at it, I realized that we are a village mentality-based people. We are about the collective community. We always looked at what is our role, what is our contribution, what is our purpose from the perspective of the village. So how can my role in my life elevate, of course, myself, because the first foundation to community development is self-development. If you don't have yourself right, then you can't really get anything right outside of yourself. So you got to get yourself right and master yourself, master your craft, and then figure out how you can use that to elevate your family and elevate your community. But if all you're doing is elevating yourself and you're on a selfless mission, competing against your brothers and sisters, I promise that will not be fulfilling. So, like I said, it's Soul Society. So we are all about tapping into your soul. What is your passion and purpose? What is it that vibrates within you? And all that wealth, value, and power is within you. So you just got to unlock that inner power. And that's what Soul Society is all about.
Definitely, man. That's a great story right there, man. I could relate to that definitely, because I got to the point where I went to a state of depression, and like similar to what you said, like wondering where I came from. All I knew was this slave story. And my parents was born in Nigeria, so I was first generation born here in the States. But I knew that Nigeria was colonized, and they just got their independence in the '60s. But then I started doing my research. And when I started to look deeper, I kind of went into a deeper state of depression, because I was like, damn, I've been lied to my whole life. Like, I've been lied to about this and that, and everything around me is not what I originally was taught what it was. So I had to unlearn, relearn a whole nother way of seeing myself, a whole nother way of thinking and understanding just how this world and society, like how the propaganda and everything is attacking to make you be or feel a certain way. And that was definitely a journey I can relate to, man. But going through it, I would say it was tough, but I appreciate it now, because now there's no way you can't tell me what I am or what I can do.
Absolutely. And once I realized who I am, I ultimately realized that I do have that value. I have that power. I come from greatness. A lot of the small, well, I thought they were big at the time, but once I realized the mountains and trials and tribulations that my people had to overcome, then I realized these little issues that I'm getting caught up on and that I'm feeling some type of way about is very small. So I know the greatness that I come from. If they overcame those mountains, I can definitely overcome these hills. Shoot, I can overcome mountains as well. You feel me? But at the end of all that, I realized that coming up in the education system where we learn a lot about American history, you'll get the foundations of Europe and how that connects to America.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Middle Passage and then the barbarian savages and all that, that's our connection to American history. Then you get the world history, which is mostly Europe, Greece, and Rome, maybe a little bit of Asia, and then a sprinkle of Africa. You might get a sentence on Shaka Zulu and a paragraph on Nelson Mandela. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's it. You feel me? No Kwame Nkrumah, no Patrice Lumumba, no none of that. You feel me? And then no Marcus Garvey. Shoot, we didn't even really get no Malcolm X in school. We didn't get no Nation of Islam. We didn't get nobody that was really pushing that nation building and taking our identity back. It was really just like, become an American and be proud about that. You feel me? But ultimately, I realized that a major part of my mission was to help guide the youth into an unlearn and relearn process. And then furthermore, the younger ones, the generations to come, we can't keep going through a cycle of having to unlearn and relearn. We have to develop a education system and give it to them early where they can grow up and get all this second nature, where this is all they know is that they're powerful, that they come from the greatness, that they're a part of the originators. You feel me? So that's what we on the mission to do, to make sure the youth know that they are the power, and that if they tap into that wealth within and unlock that unity that is that wealth, then we're going to be wealthy as we can be, and the power is within us, And the last thing I say is finding out about Black Wall Street and realizing what they did coming out of slavery in 20, 30, 40 years with nothing, but their mind.
Yep.
Yeah. But to see what we did coming out of slavery, all the greatness that we manifested, build our own sovereign, self-sustaining communities. I mean, come on now, if they are coming out of slavery, what can we do in the next 20, 30, 40 years if we activate that unity that's wealth, And that's the only thing we missing that they had during the Black Wall Street eras is the unity piece.
Yeah, that's it, man. And today we got the internet, so we could do it on a global scale. It don't even have to be little small communities. You know, that's one of the powerful things that we can do.
Absolutely, and a lot of people get worried about, self-defense and bombing our neighborhoods and things like that.
Hey, what's going on? I hope you guys enjoying the episode. This is Mr. Believe, and I just want to invite you guys to follow me on IG at KEV as in Victor, B as in boy, IYI. That's at KevBiyi on IG if you want to catch any of these interviews live and in color. See you soon.
Yeah, which is something we definitely got to take into consideration, but on the flip side, like you said, I mean, we got the internet. So we circulate our dollar and our resources through the internet, then, I mean, yeah, I guess you can crash one of our pages or something like that. That's about it. But, I mean, yeah, we got way more resources and access to each other, ability to communicate and connect. So, I mean, we just don't have any excuses at this point. We really just got to buckle down and communicate. The first thing we got to do is get on one page and communicate. And once we start to communicate, we can develop a collective plan and a collective agenda that we can all get on alignment with and start to focus on the goals that we want to attack together.
Definitely, man. Definitely. That's the best part about it, man. I like the part where you said that you wanted to create the village mentality. Because I feel like that's where our people originally came from. You know, my parents. My mom used to tell me stories about her growing up in a village, and my dad grew up in something that was like a village as well. And they took care of each other. Everybody watched each other's back. Everybody did not have the same job. You did what you were strong at, and you helped with your contribution, helped the village grow, or to be more sustainable, or to be more independent. And we just got to get back to that. You know, with all of this Eurocentrism, we've become a lot more, like you said, individualized. And people trying to do it on their own. That's just not the way to rock it. That's just not the way to go. So, being that you're trying to educate people and bring them and unlearn and relearn, what are some of the challenges that you see on a regular basis, the challenges that you face, you know, when you're going out there trying to talk to the brothers and the sisters in the community?
Well, I definitely say adults can be hard. I mean, you know, adults can be stuck in their ways, you know, especially ones that's like so far removed from this realm of educating themselves and things of that nature, because some people they either don't care or they just don't have the time to do the thorough research that I had to do to put myself back together. So some people get so caught up in their jobs and the rat race that they really never have time to engage. And I understand that as well. And I know one of the first things as a community builder, as a nation builder, is the fact that we have to develop our own systems of raising our own capital as well as securing our own resources. So it's like if somebody's caught up with a job and I can't give them an alternative means of getting money or alternative means of securing food to put on their table, a lot of people, I mean, like, they can't care. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, they're struggling. They barely making ends meet. They got to feed their kids. Like, they don't got time to be worried about what Marcus Garvey was talking about, to build a nation and all that. Like, they just trying to survive right now, you know? So, matter of fact, it was Nipsey as well. He was talking about how we got to get our people and ourselves out of the survival mentality. So what he was saying was, when people are living in the means of desperation, that's a whole different mentality. That's a whole different being at that point. And they might be doing any and everything just to make ends meet, just to put food on the table, to put a little something in their stomach. But when you can get to a space of security and having a good foundation up under you, you start to think more, you start to pay attention more, you start to get back grounded. And that's just a major thing. So there's a lot of people, like I said, they they're just not in a space that they can really engage and care about a lot of things. They really have to, I don't know, as one of my roles and missions, I'm big on entrepreneurship. So I try to create ways of course, create my own opportunities, but how can I create opportunities for others? And if I can put money in somebody's pocket, that's going to give me another level of respect, another level of connection, and another level of like, all right, if this man putting food and money in my pocket, then yeah, I'm going to hear you out a little bit. But other than that, it's like, I tell people you can't tell somebody what not to do unless you can give them something to do, you know? So,
Yeah.
I'll just say, dealing with all the surface level struggles and needs of our people, you know, and all the distractions that we get caught up in, you know. So some of the stuff, you know, just seems so surface level and common sense to a lot of us, but sometimes people they're just not in the space. Like all the free time they use to relax, they use to rest, and to go back and do the same thing tomorrow. So yeah. I understand that. So it's many struggles. I'm not even going to really focus on the struggles and everything. I'm more solution based thinking. So I try to think about not of course you got to analyze the problem in order to solve it. But I just say we got to get to our people as early as possible. The younger, the better. So yeah. I'm personally, I think I connect with like an older age group, college, high school, a little bit of middle school, but I realize I'm retraining myself to work with the elementary age the elementary age kids, because if we can get them and lay a good foundation on them in elementary school, then they'll just be that much greater. So say I get you at 16, yeah, you got a lot of potential. You're still young. You can grasp some of the information and build on it. But imagine if I catch you at 6. By the time you're 16, you're going to be on a whole nother level. So that's kind of where we're shifting at. Where we're shifting to right now is to really develop these really child development, early age programs, you know, so we can really build these master builders, these master mathematicians, scientists, creators, and everything of all sorts, and to really root them in the love for themselves.
Definitely, man. And I can relate to that, man. One thing I use this analogy just to remind myself before I would try to talk to somebody or I try to understand or help somebody out. I always liken it to if you go into a homeless man on the street, he's not going to listen to you unless you put something in his belly. Once you put something in his belly and he's satisfied, then he can hear what you got to tell him. But if we go into people, we're not really feeding them first or meeting them at their need first, they're not really going to hear what you got to bring them. They're going to be more focused on, hey, how can you help me out? I don't know about all the stuff you're talking about. Help me out first. And I feel like we keep that mentality, we got it going. But definitely hitting them young is the best way to do it, the most efficient way. We got to make sure our next generation now, with all that's going on, start them now, going, learning, so that they don't have to unlearn and go through what we had to go through to get there. So with everything that you've been doing, man, I'm pretty sure sometimes it gets a little difficult. Like you said, when you're talking to people, they're not really that receptive. You know, the older they are, the less receptive they are because there's so much stuck in their ways. Has that ever affected you to the point where you felt like you questioned yourself a little bit and maybe you was going down the wrong path and maybe you thought that you wanted to do something different? And if it did, how did you overcome that feeling and keep pushing through?
I'll take it here. So I will say, last year when Nipsey got killed, when Nipsey passed, transition, that really that shook my whole world up for a minute, and it was it was something I had thought about, but I understood there was a certain, demographic of my people that I was still trying to build with, and ain't their understanding. My truth isn't their truth. But I don't know, it just made me think about, like, dang, like, am I really appreciated? Like, could I really, my downfall be the people that I'm sacrificing for? Like, could my demise be being too close to home and too close to my own community? And that really, like, man, it was like a few weeks to try to get my mojo back from that, you feel me? And, yeah, like, it really got to a point where I realized that I had to accept the fact that the mission I'm on is not the most glorious mission. And, you know, pushing these truths and trying to change the plight of our people, it can put you in the crosshairs sometimes, you know, and we got to watch out for so many people. We got to watch out for the system. We got to watch out for the cops. We got to watch out for the man in them. We got to watch out for our own people. You feel me? We got to watch out back from every angle, you know. So it's like, dang, I really had to swallow that pill and understand, like, dang, this man, Nipsey, really, like, he really dedicated himself to his people on that level. Like, he really made himself accessible and touchable, you know, and I realized that I just got to focus on my power, my passion, my purpose, and I understand if I always move with righteous and good intentions, that I'm willing to accept any and everything that comes with it, you know. So I'm just focusing on building, focusing on the mission. There are, you know, obstacles, there are trying times and things of that nature, but I feel like as long as I go within, I have conversations within, you know, me and my soul, my higher power, the God within, the God above, we all have to get in alignment. We all have to have a conversation to figure out, is this next move the best move? Yeah. And if I feel like that's what I need to do next, then I'm going to do it unapologetically, with love, with all good intention. Excuse me. And, you know, I'm going to just keep taking one step at a time, one day at a time, building the empire one brick at a time. So, yeah, it's not an easy journey, but if it was easy, everybody would do it. If it was easy, the problems would be solved already. You feel me? So I'm not one that's like, oh my God, we can never do this in our lifetime. And I don't know what we can accomplish in our lifetime, but this is one of the examples I use. If the solutions to this problem is going to take 100 years to solve, I can't not move the needle any and tell my kids it's going to take them 100 years. No, I got to knock 20, 30, 50 years off. You feel me? So they can take care of the rest of the 30, 40, 50. Like, I can't not move the needle any and die. And 30 years later, and leave it at still 100 years that we got to go. You feel me? So I'm like, I'm going to move the needle as much as I can with every chance I get. That's why I say every day is the greatest day, because it's another chance for me to move the needle one day further. You feel me?
There you go, man. There you go. That's a great mentality to have, man. You're just doing your part. That's the way I look at it. Just do my part, do the work. Don't get so caught up in everything else around you. And Nipsey passed, that hit me as well. I was just introduced to his music probably about a year up until that point, and I was really understanding his movement. I was going deep, understanding what he was about, and that really like just woke me up and was like, man, this guy was for the people. And eventually, unfortunately, the same people he was for came, and it was a sad thing, man. But what was some of your biggest accomplishment that you say you would have this far?
Let's see. There's been, several different moments where, I felt like we really had some wins. I just run through a few of them. I know one of the greatest things at first was to really come into understanding of what my mission is, what my purpose is, and just establishing soul society. And then we had some great events, some great gatherings. So to do an event with KRS-One was like, this is crazy. You feel me? Like KRS really on our stage doing a lecture for Soul Society right now. Like, this is crazy. You feel me? To be able to connect with a Sonny Patterson, a David Banner, you know, I mean, there's a few people on this list that's like, man, like they really at our event right now. Like, this is crazy. And there's been other things to be able to get different recognition from the community to say Soul Society is recognized as a powerful, impactful organization in the community. I mean, that's a beautiful thing because anybody who's really out here working for the betterment of the people, to elevate their community, yeah, we want the love and recognition, but we're not doing it for that. Like, I mean, we really just want a little donation or a thank you every now and then. Yeah, but we really just want some support. But to be able to get an award at a ceremony, at a award ceremony, is like, man, y'all want us to come accept the award? Like, damn, that's crazy. You feel me? So, we got an award from an organization at UNCG, UNC Greensboro. That was a very great experience. I'm trying to think. We actually got two from two different groups, and both of those times was like, man, this is crazy. Like, I know we was really doing some great things, but I didn't know it was that great, that well received, or this recognized, you know.
Yeah.
So those are some of the few great moments to be able to know that we are very inspiring and motivating people to tap deeper into themselves and to activate their higher selves, to activate the wealth within, the greatness within, and to be a small piece of that pie for an individual and a community. You know, it's just a beautiful, powerful thing. So those are just some of the highlights right there. And it's only been 5 years and 5,000 more to come, you know?
That's dope, man. I really like those guests that you named, man. KRS-One especially, that's like my mentor right there, man. I love KRS-One, man. That man always, every lecture, I try to catch it on YouTube, that dude, man, always expounds my mind and makes me think differently. So what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned thus far?
Let me just plug my phone and make sure we don't get lost out here. Hold on real quick.
No problem.
You said what's the biggest lesson I learned from KRS or just in general?
Just in general.
Let's see. Man, I'm a master student. I'm a lifelong student, so it's so many lessons. I definitely know be true to yourself is a major, you know, to really. But being true to yourself, because ultimately, like I said, when I was on this period of depression, I feel like a major part of that as well was the fact that I was so busy trying to follow other people. I was so busy trying to please other people and do what other people thought I should do with my life, and you know, just trying to check all these different boxes. You know, go to college, get you a job that you can work at for 20, 30 years, and you know, I was just trying to check all those type of boxes off. And it wasn't until I started to trust myself, trust my instincts, trust my intuition, and to believe that I should follow what makes myself. Then following, you know, what my parents or somebody I respect want me to do, I would literally start to shift my focus towards believing in what I felt my soul and purpose is designed for. And along this journey, you know, I was shifted to this journey, and people would be like, well, how you going to make money doing this? And I ain't going to lie. I don't even know. I don't know. You feel me? And as I continually to take these steps, I will be able to start to manifest certain realities. I will be able to find out different ways I can monetize this journey, or I could create this product, or I could create this service. And the more I focus on believing and trusting this path, the the laws of attraction would just take full effect, and resources will come out of nowhere, supporters will come out of nowhere, advice and suggestions that I needed that I might not even knew I needed or was looking for will find me. And yeah, really just like following your soul is like the major key. You feel me? Yeah. And yeah, definitely I say that. And then I also say, what is your blueprint? What is your life blueprint? I feel like we all gotta have a life blueprint. Like I feel like we all have our own unique divine purpose and our own life journey, but at the same time, we should have people that we can draw from, you know. So if somebody has a 50 years worth of an experience, yeah, I can learn from those 50 years that I might not have to use my next 50 years to learn. You feel me? So I can learn 50 years worth of somebody's lifetime in a day or in a couple weeks of reading a book. You feel me? So I'm big on studying the masters. I study Marcus Garvey, Booker T. Washington, Elijah Muhammad, some Louis Farrakhan, and I got Kwame Nkrumah. He on my list to tap into real heavy. But ultimately, who are the greats in your field? Whatever the field is that you want to be in, whatever field you're in, figure out who are the greats, who are the masters. So someone like Kobe, you know, Kobe got a lot of flack for being so much alike Jordan. But when you think about it, if Kobe's growing up, you know he wanted to be a basketball player, and the greatest of all time is Michael Jordan. Why wouldn't you master his journey? You know, some of us, we want to be so about ourselves and so individualistic that, all right, we're going to start from scratch and do our whole own thing. And you could do that to an extent, but to skip the step of the study, like you have to be a student before you can be a master teacher. You know, you got to become the master student first. So I feel like that's a major key. Become a master student of your craft, of your field. And once you master, and we're always going to be a lifelong learner. You know, every master teacher knows that they're still a student as well. But you have to become a master student first. And whoever, like I said, is in the field, whoever's the master in your field, be a thorough student of studying their blueprint, their process, the program that they follow. And I promise you, you'll be able to get some jewels from that'll help you activate that master and that greatness within you.
Definitely. I've definitely got some gems from that. A couple of things I definitely relate to as being a student. I definitely try my best to study people that I see have done what I'm trying to get at, you know, and also what you're saying, like, just believing in yourself. I mean, that's why I call this podcast Believe in Yourself. But ultimately, if you read my bio for my page, it's I Believe in Me. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole thing is. I've always wanted to do a podcast. I knew I wanted to create a community of entrepreneurs, but I just had to do the work. And once I believed in myself, like you said, once you start doing it, you'll start to see other things come. I'm starting to network with different people. I'm starting to get different people mentoring me in different ways that had I not just believed in myself and started doing the work would have never come. So like you said, you may not know how you're going to get the money or do everything in the beginning, but you just got to believe enough to get it going and just start. Once you start, the rest, once you start and you're pure in it and you're willing to be humble and learn, the rest will come. The rest will come.
Absolutely. And I'm going to piggyback on you on that real quick. Like, the fact that do it, you feel me? So, within this journey of Soul Society, it started out like, I didn't know exactly what we were doing, how we were going to do it. I had an idea of some of the end goals, but I didn't know how we were going to reach them. You know, so I would just begin to take one step at a time, and I promise you, it's just like magic how stuff just started to take effect. Like I said, the laws of attraction take effect when you start to move and operate in what it is that you want to manifest. And, man, look, I would do my research. I would ask people questions, but it would get to a point where I just had to do it. And I'm going to leave
Thank you for tuning in to the Believe in Yourself podcast. Now I'm your host, KevBiyi, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been tuning into these episodes. And I pray, and my prayer is that everyone has been getting some type of inspiration, motivation, or even some tips and tricks of the trade that they can use in their everyday journey or lives into entrepreneurship, professionalism, or just downright living. Now, if you want some more from our guests on the show, we're eventually going to be partnering with them and bringing you some special discounted items later on. So if you love these guests and love the things that they have to offer and you would love to support and build the community, all you need to do is text BIY to 31996. That's BIY to 31996. And let's grow this community together. Peace.
Organization, but we were still hesitant. We want to learn more. We need to learn more and do more, connect with more people. And we had all these excuses for why we don't need to start yet. But it literally took for our boy to get murdered, you feel me, for us to realize at 25, like, dang, like, tomorrow ain't promised. So we might not have time to do one more, learn one more, connect. We got to operate with what we got right now. We got to meet people where they at with what we got right now. You feel me? And like I said, when we start taking them steps, it's just amazing how much support and how much resources, how much guidance just started to find us. Like I said, some things we were looking for found us. Some things we didn't even know we were looking for or didn't know we needed found us. And it was just a matter of somebody seeing, oh, I like that. I see what y'all doing. Or asking what y'all doing, what y'all trying to do, or just creating a conversation with people to tell them, I'm born king, brother king, I got this organization, Soul Society, and this is our mission, these are our objectives, this is what we're trying to manifest. Oh, well, you need to connect with this person. You need to go over here. You need to add this to your plate. And then we would start to bring all that and put it in our bag, and next thing you know, we got a bag full of gifts, a bag full of tricks, a bag full of everything that we need, you know? So, yeah, you got to really get to a point of just doing it and not being afraid to fail, you know? Like, I'm working on my speaking and my delivery every day, you know, but y'all can see me stumble a little bit or, you know, I don't even trip because I'm on my journey, you feel me? But I'm still afraid of being fully active in my current position. So I'm all about that action, you know, straight action oriented. We about to get it in, and whatever we gonna do, I mean, whatever I can do, I'm gonna do. Believe that.
Definitely. I agree with that 100%, man. I was one of those people as well, like waiting until I got this perfectly, or I learned this enough, and I got that enough. And ultimately, it's just procrastination, man. You're never going to have enough perfect. You're never going to be as perfect as you want to be until you actually start doing it. Because the process comes in the journey. You learn when you're doing it. You get better while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. And that's when you're going to perfect it.
Absolutely. I mean, if you... It's a lot. All right, look, you can read all the books in the world. Like you can read books about growing food for 20 years straight, but until you actually grow the food, it's going to be a certain aspect of that you just not going to be able to account for. You're not going to be able to read enough books. Like it's a certain aspect of it that you're going to have to go through the experiments and trial and error. I mean, there's just no way around it. So learn everything you can and continually to learn. Never stop learning, but definitely start doing. You feel me?
Definitely, man. Definitely. So with everything that you got going on, and you said you had these big events, sometimes, you know, when we're facing things that we may feel like are bigger than us, like you said, man, I can't believe I got KRS on my stage. I can't believe I got David Banner. You know, you get these people and the night coming up to it. Sometimes that idea creeps in our mind like, am I good enough, or can I do this? Or you get a little stressed out. Has that ever happened to you? And if so, how do you deal with the stress of, getting everything out or preparing your plate?
Man, I mean, hey, like you said, some of this stuff you can't be taught. You can't read enough books about. You can't prepare enough. Like Mike Tyson said, you can train all you want for the fight, but when you get that first punch, like, that's a whole different thing. Like, you can't really train for that. Like, but, man, it's really just trusting the higher source, trusting the higher power, I mean, we've done 2 events with David Banner, event with Carol Rez, some others, and I ain't gonna lie. Like, I would get my deposit. I would get my first half of the money that I would need, and I would not know where the rest of the money gonna come from. You feel me? And I just believe, all right, this is the move that I should make. I would meditate on it, marinate on it, go to sleep on it, and once my soul tell me this is a move, and we get that first money to launch the mission, we're gonna launch the mission. You feel me? And every time, in all different ways, God always made a way, even when it might be a week away from the event, and it's $2,000-$3,000 away that I don't even know how I'm gonna get this money. Like, am I gonna have to cancel this event? And I ain't have to cancel none of them. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a beautiful journey each time, to be able to really show myself the fact that you can speak things into existence and work things into existence. And Banner had told me, like God ain't gonna put nothing in you that you can't do. You feel me? If your mind that you feel like you need it done. Now, of course, you can't really guarantee the timing. Like, you might not be able to get it done in the time that you want to get it done, but you might be able to. The thing is, to just fully meditate and marinate on what it takes. So when I say I'm solution oriented, we got a certain base of people that's very addicted to our problems, and all they can think about is why we can't do this, what we can't do, all the excuses. And we gotta be aware of all the obstacles and the things that we gotta overcome. But the mentality is, what do we have to do? What will it take? Not what can't we do? We won't be able to. Now, what do we need to do? And that's all I will focus on. What will this take? And I would just start to walk in that. I would get my money together, tell some other people that, support what we're doing, or other people that I'm hoping is going to support. And even in a couple of these cases, I had people that were verbally, financially committed, but then something fell through, and it was like, I'm left holding the bag, and I'm like, I'm not about to fold. Like, that's not even an option. So, although the whole second half of the money just said they're not going to follow through, we still going to pull this off. And we always did, So, yeah, it's definitely been some struggles, but I wanted to shoot for the highest heights. I wanted to shoot for the stars so I could show my people that little boy from Jacksonville, from Maysville, can manifest. Ooh, the thunder came down. Hold on. But to show that a little boy from a small town can manifest these great things. That I can literally see somebody online that I'm motivated by, inspired by, educated by, and I can literally manifest a relationship in real life and bring them into physical presence. So I ain't gonna say it's difficult, but it is a process, and it's a lot that we got to go through to manifest our greatest dreams. I'm not a small mind thinker. I'm operating in the magic of thinking big. So I can manifest whatever I believe in my mind, body, and soul, and I'm a living proof. The track record is living proof. So if you don't know, just ask somebody.
There you go, man. I'm loving it, man. So we coming up on the end of this first hour, man. I don't know how much time you got. If you got enough time to start another live.
We can tap back in for a wrap up.
Okay. So I'm going to end this one. I'm going to post it, and then I'm going to start the next live, and we're going to get back on.
Okay, cool.
So everybody tuning in, we're going to get right back on in a few minutes. Welcome back to part 2 of my interview with Brother King for the Believe in Yourself podcast. Gonna wrap up this podcast real quick. What's up, man? This is part 2 of the interview, man. If you missed part 1, it's posted on my page. This is part 2. Just waiting for our brother to join the room. See if I can find him in here. Did he come in yet? Not yet. We were having a great conversation, man. And we're just going to wrap up this interview, the second half of it. Just got a few more questions to get through. For those of you who have watched the first part, as you know, man, we've been going over a lot, man. Dude's been dropping a lot of gems and really been an inspiration. So if you missed the first part, stay tuned right now for the second part of the interview. You're definitely not going to be disappointed. After which you can go back and watch the first half. Believe he's coming in right now, getting the connection straight. What's up, brother? What's up?
Yes, sir. We back.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Like I was telling the people, man, this has been a fire conversation right here, man. Definitely, they got to go back and watch the first one if they're just tuning into this one.
So,
I know with all this COVID stuff, man, every time I ask somebody this question, you know, it's a lot of uncertainty. But like you said, man, you got to have a vision and be able to manifest your vision. So overall, what do you see yourself, or where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Man, next 5 years, I definitely see securing some land and beginning the foundation of, I say the foundation of the physical aspect of the community that we build. You know, it's in the mind, it's in the heart, it's in the spirit, it's in the soul right now. But we literally are going to be manifesting the physical land. And as well as these youth programs, these educational programs, they just going to continually to get bigger and better. Our support system is going to continually to grow. Our financial and capital is going to continually to grow. And excuse me, yeah, within the next 5 years, I mean, it's hard for me to fully say, but I know it's going to be some high-level operation programs for the youth, for the community. We're going to have a strong agricultural program, creating our own food. Yeah, those are some of the major things. This is another one of our major things right here, though, this live alkaline water. So, I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina, like 30 minutes away. There's a brother with 1,000 acres. He got 1,000 acres, and he's literally sitting on a live alkaline water spring. Literally. People like, well, who made the alkaline water? Like, people, I didn't even realize people had alkaline water machines. I'm like, nah, this ain't no machine. This is God made. Like, They literally got stones and quartz and things like that in the ground that provide minerals to the water, you know. So, This is one of our major things right here that I've been able to come across during this pandemic, was to be able to connect with a literal water source. You know, so this is one of our major focuses right now, to be able to really highlight the access to this resource for our people and to get this live alkaline water in all homes, in all our homes. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely.
So to know that we're majority made up of water, right? 2/3 water. Every living creature is at least like 2/3 water or so. So if we're living and a majority of our existence is the fluid, is the water, then what type of fluid, what type of water are you operating on? You know? You got to operate on the alkaline type time, you know? one of our major focuses right here, providing literal resources for our people. Food, clothing, shelter. And, the water is included in the food aspect. So, yeah, we literally are feeding our people high-quality food, water, and things of that nature. So, yeah, within the next 5 years, we're going to be laying down strong foundations to large community projects and laying down a foundation to 100-year plans that we're going to be building strong communities, our own villages, you did?
That is dope, man. That's dope right there. Especially you on the right track right now, especially with the water. I'm big on alkaline water, man. That's all I try to drink. All I drink is water. I try to stay away from as much juice as possible. And I'm very familiar with Dr. Stady. He's one of the guys that helped me start my diet a few years back. So, man, that's a game changer right there. That's a game changer.
Yeah, we shipping this worldwide, we getting this around the world in every home that we can. So we're going to continually to elevate our shipping practices. We're going to have the Sprinter vans and box trucks on the road and all that, So y'all definitely tap in with us on that. We got to get you some.
Definitely. I'm definitely going to tap in with that. I'm big on that. So are there any mistakes that you wish you could have avoided on this journey that you had?
Nah. There probably was a once upon a time where I probably could have made certain lists like that, but I don't even think like that no more. Like, I know on this journey, I've been completely moving with integrity. I've been moving with good intentions, righteous intentions. So any and everything that I've came and anything that's came with this journey, I've been willing to accept it, And not to say I haven't made mistakes and shortcomings, but to me, a mistake and a failure is only a stepping stone. It's a lesson. A mistake is just literally a lesson. You feel me? So I've definitely learned some lessons. I'll say that. But damn, my bad. Nah, I don't regret nothing. I don't regret anything. I believe everything happens for a reason. So yeah, anything that's came on this journey is it was meant for me.
I believe in that too, man. I believe that there are no mistakes, just lessons, man. And if you're looking at it as a mistake, you're missing whatever lesson you're supposed to learn. Whatever you go through, whatever hardship, whatever thing you have to overcome, there's a lesson in there. So try to learn that lesson instead of just looking at it as an obstacle.
Absolutely.
Do you have any tips for any aspiring entrepreneurs out there?
I'm going to reinforce the go do it. Just do it. That's a major key right there. But, like I said, become a student. Become a master student in whatever area of interest you have. Once you get a strong foundation of what it is that you're interested in and the foundations of that lane, that field, figure out what is your foundation going to be in that field. And to jump in that bag, you got to jump off the cliff and believe you can fly, and start flying. Don't try to fly. Go fly. You feel me? But, yeah, I think the major key is just to be a student, to understand why. If you don't know why you want to do something, then you're going to be kind of limited in that space. So I think you got to understand why. First, why you want to do
We got a little freeze. It's a little bit of freeze. If anybody can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Make sure I'm still active. If you can hear me, give it a thumbs up or a little heart, whatever, on the side of your screen. Frozen as well, not sure. Okay. Our brother was probably having a little bit of issues with his internet or something happened, so he left the room. Hopefully he'll be coming right back shortly. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. And just want to remind you guys, if you guys have been joining these podcasts, not only this one, but past podcasts, and you guys want to join the community so that you can be informed of what we got coming up, get discounted offers sent to the community, have just different information that we're going to be sending out to the people part of the community. You just want to text the BIY, that's capital BIY, believe in yourself, to 31996. You just want to text BIY to 31996 to be a part of the Believe in Yourself community. So we're going to give our brother a little bit of time, and as he works on getting his things together, can you give me the billionaire book?
Is it yours still?
It should be in my book bag. So I just want to talk a little bit about the Black Dollar Challenge for this month. The Black Dollar Challenge is where it's our version of circulating the Black Dollar, where you're going to enter a raffle. And with the raffle tickets cost $1. With that $1, it gets you a raffle ticket. So you can purchase as many raffle tickets as you want. And the prize that you get for purchasing this raffle ticket is the My Mind is Wealthy book from Billionaire PA. Now, this book is autographed and signed by Billionaire PA, for those of you familiar with him. It's autographed and signed by a billionaire himself. This book, I think, is valued at about $65. So that's a big win. You can donate $1 to the cash tag, I believe 15, to enter the raffle. And what you're going to do is put in a subject heading, your social media handle, or some way that we can get in contact with you to let you know that you won. Now, the second part of the raffle is, this is unprecedented. This is the first time we're going to have 2 raffle winners for this month. Because normally what we do with the proceeds is we donate it to a nonprofit. And the nonprofit that we're donating to this month is It's Art. IMITS Art. And they are an organization where they help artists monetize or turn their art into a business. And it's like a mentorship program for artists. Not only do they do that, but they also help with the veterans and help with them, giving them an outlet through art to now express themselves. No problem. Then that's our brother. He's telling me he's coming back now. His phone died. Not a problem. But I was just letting people know about the Black Dollar Challenge while you get that situated. But It's Art. They also help veterans that struggle with PTSD and things like that, coming back from the military and wherever they served, through art, allowing them to express themselves through there as well. So this is where the proceeds are going. And they were just gracious enough to also put up for donation for the raffle prize. So there's going to be 2 raffle winners, a t-shirt. So you're going to go to I'm going to post it in the show notes after this so you can see it. I'm sorry I forgot the name of it. My mind slipped me real quick. But it's by Mary Teresa, so you can follow It's Art. You'll be able to see them as well. And that's where your proceeds are going to go for this month's Black Dollar Challenge. So there's going to be 2 winners. The first place prize is going to be the book. The second place prize is going to be a t-shirt that's going to be donated from the organization that we're donating the proceeds to this month's Black Dollar Challenge. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, it's Mr. Believe, and I'm here to tell you about Titan Protective Services, where they protect what matters most to you. Titan Protective Services provides innovative security solutions for apartment complexes, rental properties, and condominiums. We believe that as a family-run company, we are here to make sure your property is taken care of and protected from vandalism, theft, and destruction. Contact us today for your security needs. Visit www.titanproserv.com today or call us at 844-39-TITAN. That's 844-39-TITAN.
My bad about that.
No problem, man.
Yeah, but just to wrap up that last point I was making, I was just saying about the fact of your network is your net worth. You know, like you have to be serious about connecting with people, especially people in your field, you know. And, you know, sometimes we get caught up in competition and things of that nature. Nah, you got to connect with people and build. I talk about building Voltron mentality, you know, or the Transformer mentality, you know. You got to connect bigger scale, you know. But I was just, for example, if we both got a t-shirt, right, and I'm connected to the person that has the t-shirts, so we both need the shirts, and they may be charging you $300. That's the market price. Your 100 shirts gonna cost you $300. But I know the peoples, and we connected. So my 100 shirts is gonna cost $200. So I'm saying, if all right, you got 300 and I got 200, but we able to buy the same thing, who got more money?
You definitely.
I mean, it's subjective, you know. Like, technically, you have more money, but we have to buy the thing, though. You feel me? So you got to understand that a lot of this is bigger than the surface. You know, the money is the middleman between you and the resource. Sometimes you can go around the money and get directly connected to the resource, or you can produce it yourself. You know, so we just got to think from a producer mentality. And we also got to think about connecting with the producers. You know, Nipsey, he talked about the vertical integration and how he can take on, you know, fulfill every element to the business that he needs, you know. So what he would do is bring partnerships in-house, you know. So this videographer, yeah, they might have their own videographer company, but we'll also create a partnership, a collaboration where we'll house you up under our umbrella as well. You feel me? And we also we gonna solely shot with you, as well as promote your videography company to other people. So that's kind of change. You gonna give me some deals, some love, but we also gonna pump your business up too, and we all gonna have that harmonious relationship where we're all creating that cycle of energy, of capital circulation. It's just all types of energy, love, and capital that we're going to circulate amongst each other. So, yeah, tap into your network. Lock in with your family. Lock in with a village. You know, lock in with your community. Like, we have to build communities within every element to our existence. So, yeah, we have a community we live in, but we also, if you're in clothing businesses, like, you have to be in a community of people that are creative and produce clothes as well. You know? So, yeah, that's my tidbit as far as the entrepreneurship. You got to be real about connecting with people and building with people, you know. Don't be afraid of competition, somebody taking your business. We all got to build together, you know.
There you go. Yeah, man, when it comes to competition, man, I try to tell people you're only in competition with yourself. Even if you're in the same industry, your secret sauce is going to be different than my secret sauce. What Absolutely. I'm going to bring to the table is going to be different than what you bring to the table. So we're not in competition. We can collaborate and make this thing happen even on a bigger scale. That's the way
Absolutely. I think about it. Let me add this too. So this is another example I'll be using where it's like, all right, a lot of people, they in the hair business. They selling bundles and things of that nature. And they might look at each other as competition, but when you really look at it, like, think about this. We got to think about the bulk aspect of things. So if you got 10 businesses in our community and they all are operating on an individual basis and they're all buying 100 bundles, they're going to get that price at that level. But why wouldn't these 10 businesses come together and buy 1,000 bundles as a collective? and then they can break that down, lower that unit price, and distribute amongst each other. But they could create a coalition of hair sellers.
There you go. There you go. My brother was hit the nail on the head with that one, man. Collaboration, not competition. I think his screen froze a little bit again, but it's all about the collaboration, not about the competition, man. You guys have to be with. We got to change our mentality, like we spoke of earlier on the first part of the and then relearn a new way of doing things. I guess maybe his phone died again or some things happened. But as he's getting this thing back together, I definitely want to just hit on that, man. We got to change our mentality as a culture. It doesn't matter if we're doing the same exact. We could be in the same exact thing. Yeah, sometimes that happens. We could be doing the same exact thing, but it doesn't matter. We can, if we have the mentality of a village, we can collaborate and make this thing happen together on a much larger scale. And that's, I feel, the only thing that we're missing. Like, if you guys really, have anybody ever looked at Procter & Gamble or any of these large corporations? You see how Sprint and T-Mobile just merged, and Metro PCS, all those companies just merged together. It's all about creating a larger network, being able to cover a larger area. But the problem is, when we're small, we have this little business that I started myself. It's my baby. I can't work with nobody else. I'm scared somebody's going to take my idea, and you get so hold on to it. It's not for you to hold on to. It's for you to share. It's for you to collaborate. It's for you to build. It's for you to conduct business with other people. And we got to get more into that mentality. These big corporations are doing it. They're market sharing. Whoever was on Sprint, Metro PCS, and T-Mobile, you guys are all paying the same group of people right now. You know what I'm saying? So you can do it on the smaller scale, like the example he gave with the hair. If you got 10 people in the same area selling hair, you know, why try to control your own little circle, you know what I'm saying, where you can collaborate with the woman down the street, the next man up the street, and then you guys can together lower your market price and then provide even a better price for the community as a whole, where everybody wins. And that's what we got to be on as a community, and start to think and build like that. And that's what Believe in Yourself is going to be doing. That's what we are doing. We're in the process of doing it. I'm coming up on the end of my first season. So just stay tuned, man. We got some things coming up. So remember, you guys want to join this community, just text BIY to 31996. That's BIY to 31996. And you'll be a part of this community, and you'll see the things that we're going to be doing and coming up. There's going to be a lot more collaboration coming up in the future. These Black Dollar Challenges, this is collaboration, man. It's people that I've interviewed in the past. I just call them up and say, hey, are you willing to offer a product for this raffle? Yes, I'm willing to offer a product. I'm not making any money from it. I'm not doing anything from there. You know, I'm promoting the next man business that I believe in. And some of these people I have never met until I got onto this podcast my first time seeing them. I just watch what they do, believe in what they do, and believe in the collaboration spirit, and we do it that way. Same thing with the nonprofits. You know, I just call them up and say, hey, man, I want to donate the proceeds this month from the Black Dollar Challenge to your nonprofit. They don't have to give me anything, nothing at all. Nobody has asked me to spotlight them or do anything for them in these Black Dollar Challenges. Nobody's asked me to do it, to be a part of it. I've called every single person that's a part of the Black Dollar Challenge to this day. Every nonprofit that's a part of it, I've called them personally and said, hey, I just want to bless you. I want you to be a part of it. And that's the mentality we got to start to have as a community. And that's what Believe in Yourself is all about, man. Welcome back, my brother. Welcome back.
Yeah. So I was plugged into the laptop. I guess the laptop ain't put the power out. I'm in the wall now. I can't go wrong with plugged into the wall. Like, how my phone died?
The laptop don't give enough juice sometimes, man. You got to get that.
Damn, my phone died on the charger. Come on now. But yeah, know how good we is. I think the wall gonna hold me down, but we can go ahead and begin to wrap it up.
Yeah, man. So this is the last part. This is the this or that segment. And I just asked you a few questions to get a little bit more into your personality. These are things that I enjoy myself. So I just ask people and see how they feel about it. So which one do you prefer, audiobooks or podcasts?
It kind of depends. I definitely say podcast because it's a little more personality involved, you know.
Definitely.
Audiobooks is good as well, though. Audiobooks, I can get through a lot of a book in a short amount of time, and it can also add in the, if it has the right author reading the book or the right narrator, it can give a little more life to the book rather than just reading it to yourself. So, I mean, I learn in any and all ways. So, but if I had to choose one, I'd definitely say podcast.
Definitely. Are there any podcasts that you would suggest to the audience?
I like the Earn Your Leisure podcast. I like 19 Keys, Brother Bennett.
Definitely. I'm going to check in with those as well.
For sure. Trying to think, there's a couple other ones. I've been kind of lacking on following a lot of everything. I ain't gonna lie, when the pandemic first started, everybody and their mama was on creating content on live. I mean, everything. And it got to a point where I just had to just disconnect from everybody because I was so caught up that I wasn't getting into my own creativity.
Okay.
So I haven't been on a podcast real heavy lately, but those are a couple of them. I also like, it was another one I wanted to name. I tap in with Eric Thomas every now and then. He got a dope podcast. But yeah, those probably some of my go-tos off the top of the head.
Okay. So what's your favorite app? Facebook or Instagram?
That's another preference type thing. On Facebook, I like to create conversations, where you can have your subject matter, you can have your post or whatever it's about, and, people can get, I ain't going to say can because we can do it on Instagram, but I think Facebook is more conversational and Instagram is more image and visual. So I like both. Instagram is great for like advertisement and creating a certain database of clips from events and different products and whatnot. It's a great visual space. Then the Facebook is a great conversational space for me.
Cool. I like the way you broke that down. I don't think anybody ever explained it in that manner, but I can 100% agree with that. So we just recently got a nice little versus battle, man. So who would you like to prefer in this battle between 2 Chainz and Rick Ross? Who would you have taken?
Oh man, this was probably like my hardest verses to choose from, like, cause I both of them. I mean, all the verses was like people I love for the most part, but this was like I evenly loved them. Like it was like it was hard for me to put one over the other. Man, it kind of always depend on the mood. If I'm a little, or if I'm riding around and getting it, you feel me? I might want to throw my 2 Chainz.
Exactly.
If I'm cruising and I'm on my mental state, I mean, 2 Chainz can give you some thought provoking music, well as some hustle education, economic education. But Ross, I probably put him a little higher on the thought provoking, entrepreneurship empowerment type talk. So Rick Ross can take me down a little more. But although both of them, they both can give you all of that, So, yeah, I don't know. I love both of them,
Yeah. We had a past guest. He said he looked at 2 Chainz was more of a punchline, and Rick Ross paint more of a picture for you. So it was like just those two different styles. I like both of them, but for me, it's like depends on the mood, like what you say.
Yeah, it's hard to overall just all out pick one outright, but Yeah, because, I mean, I got some classic bags, both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, certain songs that it just like one or the other.
Crazy
like some Rick Ross, Teflon Don, Tears of Joy.
Yeah.
You something like that, like, come on now. Or 2 Chainz. I was mad that he didn't get into his mixtape bag. I was like, we ain't getting no cocaine, Cowboys. You feel me? But 2 Chainz, even his last album, I forgot what it was called. What is it? Rapper Go to the League. And then he got Pretty Girl Like Trap. I mean, then you got Trappavelli before that. I mean, I love both of them. I ain't gonna lie. Dude, I probably might bang 2 Chainz a little more in my later years. You feel me? But Rick Ross definitely got classic Rick Ross that's by back to block. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, definitely, man. That was definitely a classic one, a classic battle right there. It was fun to watch. So the next question, man, I usually ask a sports comparison, but I want to get your thoughts on this NCAA thing, man. These players wanting to get paid, man. I was a former athlete, man. I know how I feel about it. What you think about it?
I mean, they it's only right. It's only right. Like, I mean, come on now. So some people, like, I mean, they got the different excuses. They got a scholarship. What's some of the other excuses? They're amateurs. And, man, look, I could respect any of that if there was no money being made. But you're not going to tell me these athletes are bringing in billions and they ain't supposed to get none because they're a student. They got a scholarship with a meal plan. Get out of here! Stop it. Like I could respect you not giving them access to, I guess, spending it right away. Like maybe it could lock into an account that would. Maybe it could lock into an account that could be accessed when they graduate or something. I don't know. Like there could be something like that, but to say they don't have the rights to get some of this money that they bring into the school, like, come on now, that don't even make sense.
Exactly.
Basketball programs, they literally are making billions. I mean, the coaches getting $5, $10 million contracts, and you're telling me the athletes don't get $1? And on top of that, they can't get no endorsements. If somebody want to pay this athlete, they can't. What are you talking about? Like, what in the slave is this? Like, what are you even talking about? Like, you telling me I can't get a job, I can't monetize my likeness, but you can?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Don't do that. Stop it. Y'all selling all Gatorade and products and apparel and got them advertising on the court and all that. Like, stop playing with me. Cut the check.
They got to cut that check, man. I think all the players should go on strike, man, and make them pay, man. Make them pay at the end of the day. I support them. Go on a strike and make them big-time conferences pay, especially the SEC, Big Ten, Pac-12, all of them, man. They robbery at this point.
Absolutely. They should definitely cut the check because it's way overdue. You feel me?
Yes, way overdue. So this last question, man, it's just a little debate that I have, man. When I go to the grocery store, I have a bit of a sweet tooth, man. So I like to ask other people. I'm a cookie monster, so I always got to think of one of these two. Which do you prefer, chocolate chip cookies or Oreos?
Chocolate chips, like baked?
Baked out the oven. That's my favorite.
Come on now, what you mean? Come on now, what I look like, 7? I need that fresh.
Fresh, right?
No, I mean, I eat some Oreos, you feel me? But if I gotta choose, like, I need that fresh out the oven.
Oh yeah. Ain't nothing like a fresh, nice soft center, crispy on the edges.
Come on, definitely soft. Don't overdo it.
Definitely, man. Yeah. So, man, we wrapped up the podcast, man. Before we go, man, I just want to say thank you, number one, Brother King, just for coming on the podcast, man. I appreciated the conversation for me, man. You dropped some gems. For anybody that's watching right now, if you missed part one, go partake in part one, come back, rewind part two, watch that again. Get your pen and paper out. He was dropping gems, dropping some knowledge, man. Definitely, you want to take this. I'm going to say it again. And also, thank you for the work that you're doing in the community, man. It's much needed. Like you said, moving that needle forward. Everybody got to do their part. We got to work as a collective. Have that village mentality. We're not competing with each other, man. We are collaborating with each other. Let's have that collaboration mentality. You definitely got that, man. And I just appreciate you for doing that in the community, be an example and a pillar in our community, because we definitely need that moving forward, especially with all the chaos and all this stuff that's going on, man. I just want to say thank you for that, brother. And before you go, I definitely want you to allow the people where they can patronize your businesses, tell them where they can find you, how they can get in contact with you, how they can spend some money with you.
For sure. So if you go to, well, first off, follow us on Instagram at Soul Society NC. That's SOUL Society NC. And if you go to the link in our bio, you'll see a link that will carry you to our page that has some of our apparel, our merchandise on it. And we just released an exclusive 5-year celebration package. We just reached 5 years in our organization, and we created an exclusive line with it's basically some Soul Society gear with the letters and kente cloth design. So it's a fire design. And then we also got these other shirts. Self-love is revolutionary. No, Black love is revolutionary. And then we got the self-care is revolutionary shirt. So that's definitely something you want to add to your closet. And then we got these. These are one of our classics right here. The Know Thyself, Love Thyself, Be Thyself shirts. So, talk about wearing the affirmations, wearing the heavy energy. And, like I said, you go to the link in our bio. You can shop with us. We sell all natural skincare products, shea butter. We got the RBG flags representing the power and our pride and our people, our love for ourselves. And, we got the live alkaline water. You got to jump in the DM for the details and to order the water. So definitely wherever you at worldwide, I mean, it all depends on the cost and everything, because the shipping does cost. Water is heavy. But especially if you in anywhere close to the North Carolina or surrounding areas, we'll pull up on you and drop a load on you, So, tap in with us on all of the above.
Yeah, definitely, man. Before we go, man, I just wanted to see the flag, man.
Yes, sir. Represent.
Tap in with them, man. I definitely got my flag. Just wanted to show that out. I almost forgot to show that out for you, man. So, definitely tap in, man. Tap in with the brother.
I appreciate you.
Hey, man, it's all love right here, man. You got to collaborate. It ain't competition. You all got to help each other out, man. So that's right there. With the flag.
Hey, y'all tap in with that. If you ain't hip to Marcus Garvey, tap in with Marcus Garvey and understand why he established such a flag, or whoever he might have got that ideology from. But tap in with that. It's all about us representing our power and our pride and taking back that love for ourselves. And I'm going to just show you this real quick, because I almost threw this shirt on. You feel me? I almost came like that today. So you on the vibe. You already doing
something like that already. I got on right now.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. You tapped in.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, that's what it is. So it was definitely, I appreciate you bringing me on your platform, shedding some love and light on us. And, we're going to stay connected and we're going to keep building.
There you go, brother. I appreciate it. We definitely going to keep building this thing up, man. For everybody else, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys go back and watch part 1 and rewind part 2. Share this video with all your friends, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
This show is brought to you by Believe in Yourself. Don't forget to visit IBelieveInMe, Inc. IBelieveinme.com. That's IBelieveinme.com for all your BIY swag. That's I Believe in Me Inc. for all your BIY swag. And we'll see you on the next episode.